Ah, my hearties, a very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McClue, I thought would pop up, say hi, and just see who's about. It's just coming up, it's 22:28, so 28 minutes past 10 on Saturday evening. And do come and join us. Let us know where you're watching from, of course. We've got lots to get through tonight. And as always, so little time to do it in. This is what I always say, you know. There's Lynn joining us, Dinky-Doo, Mr. Sigma Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us. And welcome, welcome, I say. You're all watching Scottie McClue, the world's top talk show, and we're live on the TikTok just for you. Hamish has joined us. Hello, Hamish. Welcome, I tell you. Hi, says Matt. Hi, Matt. Dinky-Doo, there's Tess, and fish supper. So everybody's coming and joining us. Put the word out. First thing you do, of course, make sure you're following. Hello, my friend. It's Robert Overby from San Antonio in Texas. Robert, we love you in San Antonio in Texas. A fish supper, Scotty boy. Oh, you can't beat it. I tell you. How are you? We're very well, Tess. Thank you. So there we go. Lots and lots of lovely reaction from you. Dinky-Doo, Scotty, I've just got the number 2 gifter badge, says Kevin McHugh. Thank you, Kevin. That is excellent stuff. We popped up the other night just after the bells to wish everybody a happy new year. Dinky-Doo, Scotty. Bye, says Tess. Bye, Tess. Take care of yourself. Ta-ra-la. Morning, Lord Duke of Dundee, Onion Baji from Down Under. A very happy new year to you, Onion Baji. I tell you. Ramazara, thank you for my red rose. That's a really kind thing to do. There's a badass Jeff has joined us. Hi, Jeff. Dinky-Doo, I say to you, you're welcome. Ramazara, thank you so much. Ramizara. How do you like to say? Thank you very much. There's a Gorgie has joined us. Are you in, Gorgie? And you've joined us. That is fantastic. Dinky-Doo from Scottie McClue. Carol's just joined us. Can you say it again? Ramizara. There we are. First one or second one, you have to tell me. Thank you for my beautiful red roses. Guys, you never have to give Scotty anything, but thank you. There is a little goal there, if anybody's feeling flush. Dinky-Doo, Scotty, Happy New Year, mate. Santa Claus. How lovely to have you. You've had a busy time. I'm surprised to see you up and about, Santa, because I know you've had a very, very busy time. Alex has just joined us, Dinky-Doo. Trish has joined us. Hello, Trish, Dinky-Doo from Scottie McClue. That's there's Kyle John Henry and Keir, I tell you, or K.A., I should say to you, K.A. Richardson. There we are. Gaz. Hello, Gaz. Dinky-Doo from Scottie McClue. Blue Heavens joined us. Always fantastic. Guys, get sharing, get following, get popping a red rose if you want. Lovely stuff. Never a problem. Scotty, did you still hear from Hamish? Santa Claus? No. I haven't heard from Hamish, but I think he's maybe not on the internet per se. There we are, Dinky-Doo. We liked Hamish because he played the mouth organ. Do you remember that? He used to give us a tune on the mouthy. There we go, fantastic. You don't hear many people playing the mouthy nowadays, not like you used to. There we are. That was another thing that people did at New Year. They popped in and played the mouthy. Or you could even put a bit of tissue paper round a comb, the comb and paper show. I saw one going out on the radio at New Year. Hez, hello, lovely to see you. On Hogmanay, there was a comb and paper show on the radio, I promise you. There we go. Scotty, you scholar. What's your thoughts now on the sad news? I know, absolutely, Patrick's. There we are. Dinky-Doo for the Granite City, Scotty, says Alex. I can. Fit like yourself, Alex. Who's your do's? Are you keeping warm up there in Aberdeen? Could you say a Happy New Year to Leslie Ann and Claire? Sandy, of course I could. There we are. Ha! Do you mind the comb? Do you mind that character? And then you got a professional one called a kazoo. It's going to be snowing tomorrow in Glasgow. Yes, I've heard that we're to tuck in for the winter. We've to dig in for the winter, I tell you. There we go. But we still go to our work, don't we? But do be careful if it's very snowy, guys. You know, there we are. Dinky-Doo. Osborne, hello. Hello, Osborne. Craig, Dinky-Doo, tell us where you're watching from, guys. It makes it a lot more interesting. What part of Scotland are you from? I'm in Ayrshire. Osborne, I'm in the West Coast, not far from Glasgow. So there you go, I tell you. Yuki-chan, Dinky-Doo, Preston Pans. For the Pans, I used to stay in the Saltoons. I'm watching in Fife, says Liam. Scottie is a legend. Santa Claus, you're very kind. I'm in Broxburn. I used to be the home of the sausages. Dinky-Doo. East Kilbride, we love East Kilbride. West Midlands in England, love the West Midlands. Ever been to the Einster Chippy? Yes, I have. And my lovely girlfriend and I had fish and chips from the Einster Chippy, and then we sat on the front and ate them and looked over the Forth. It was just beautiful. I would advise every day to have fish and chips from the Einster Chippy. Bonjour from New Orleans in Louisiana. Spin City, we send you so much love to New Orleans for the terrible, terrible time that you've all had this week. And we send so much love and sympathy to those affected by the tragedy. So there we are. Love to New Orleans, I say. From Greenock, says JT. JT, you cannot beat Greenock, as you well know. You worked in my school, says Alfie. I maybe did, Alfie, yes. I've worked in a lot of schools. There we are. Buckhaven, Ken Methil, Ken the Langtoon, Kirkcaldy, from Edinburgh, says Daniel. Yes, Daniel. Lovely stuff, says Mad Lad. I prefer Greenock. I love a walk along the Esplanade. Craig, if you look up my TikTok videos, you'll see me walking along the splash. There we are. It's quite a wild day. I had to hang on to my phone because a gust of wind. And do you know what I was reading about recently, Craig? I was being reminded of the sugar ship, the Captianus, lying on its side at the tail of the bank. And I remember the night she dragged her anchor and got stuck. Prefer Greenock. I love a walk along the Esplanade. Beautiful part of the world. I think they got... Now, where did they get the spoil to build the Esplanade? I think may have come from the Albert Harbour when they dug it out in the 1880s. So there you go. And they put all the stuff along there and built the Esplanade. But it's not beyond the Esplanade flooding. I've seen it go over to Sandringham Terrace, just into the garden of Sandringham Terrace. So there you are. So if you've ever heard of anywhere being flooded along the splash, let us know. I knew another lady who had one of the big hoosies, and she used to have to get buckets and bail out her basement. Yes, I kid you not. Thank you for joining my team, Daytona. What a lovely, lovely gift. How beautiful is that? I tell you. You're watching Scottie McClue, guys. Everyone get following. Nobody should have a TikTok account and not follow Scottie McClue, because there's just no excuse. Prefer Greenock, yes, so that's the stuff. We like that. Scottie, have you ever met Roy Chubby Brown? I haven't, no. Well, I believe he's a very talented concert pianist. But I think I attended a show once in Blackpool when I worked in Blackpool. It's an acquired taste. Can you speak the Gaelic? Ha, camera, ha, ha, kama. Falchi, key, the mini falchi on TikTok. Agus Scottie McClue. I'm in Bonnie Livingston. Oh, the Lizzie Bryce roundabout. Happening, sir. Scottie in the USA. Scottish in the USA. Happening big time. West of Rill, can you give me a Kelvin side accent? Used to live in EK and then Corby. Now, Wavelength, you'll be used to Scottish accents all the way. I don't know about Rill. I have been to Rill, but I know that Kelvin side and EK and Corby, a lot of Scots spoken. How are you doing tonight, Dinky-Doo? How old are you, Mr. McClue? We don't know, Diego. I think I'm a time traveller, you see. And of course, I wasn't born. My grandmother knitted me. So it's very difficult to put an age on me. I would think I'll be certainly in the high 30s. Tuning in from Hertfordshire. Good evening from Las Vegas. In New York, America. Las Vegas, New York. Sean, Dinky-Doo, I say to you. You're the goat. Thank you, Jamie. Dunbar, Ken Dunbar. What was it? Cope sent a message frae Dunbar. Charlie, meet me if you dare, and I'll show you the art of war if you'll meet Johnny Cope in the morning. There we are. Hey, Johnny Cope, are you walking yet? And that is what's played at Reveille in the royal household when the pipers play. They wake up the royal family with Hey, Johnny Cope. Good evening, Scotty. Good to see you, top man. Tam, always lovely to see you. And a big Dinky-Doo, I say to you. When they banned tartan from the clans, they did just at that time. After that, the red coats, because I think Cope got a bit of a bloody nose from Charlie at Dunbar, did he not? I tell you, and I'll tell you another very, very bad thing they did. They sacked Linlithgow Palace on their way north because they didn't want Bonnie Prince Charlie staying at it, either after his victory or on his way back down or whatever. And they burned it. Now, Linlithgow Palace is still ruined. Now, I think that Scotland should ask Westminster for reparation of damages and do up Linlithgow Palace. Maybe give Scottie McClue a wee button ben, a wee one-room flat in it. Scottie, hope you're keeping warm. I'm doing my best, Kevin. I'm sort of rubbing myself together, if you know what I mean. So they are to keep warm. Love from Linwood, Dinky-Doo. We love you in Linwood. I'm in Uphall, Scottie. Is it Uphall or Youghal? There we are, David. You've got to tell me. Because I used to pass at night the station beside the M8 motorway. Uphall. Is that right? Scottie, my daughter loved you from the TGA. Oh, wow, Kenny boy. How amazing. I loved the TGA. It was fantastic. Do you know, Kenny, to be honest with you, I wish I had my life over again, or several lives. Not over again. I wish I had several lives. I wish I could be in several places at once. I wish there was more than one of me. Nobody else does, of course. Because all these wonderful things that I've been privileged enough to get to do. And there's just more. You say things to people and they offer it to you. I was telling somebody last week, one of my dreams, I'm fascinated by the Tiger Moth aircraft, the de Havilland Tiger Moth. The Marquis of Douglas and Clydesdale flew one, later the Duke of Hamilton. And he had a Tiger Moth, and they're still about. And I said to a chap from the RAF, I said, do you know, one of my dreams is to get a flight in a Tiger Moth. And do you know what he said to me? He said, can you get yourself to London for Friday afternoon at 3:30? And I said, no, I can't. I'm working, I'm teaching. He went, oh, that's a shame, because I'd have taken you up. And he could have got me up in the Tiger Moth. And I said, and what's she like? He went, well, she's great, she's lovely. Old technology now. A 1930s biplane, the de Havilland Tiger Moth, and there was variations on it. There was the puss moth, or the puss moth. So there you are from that point of view. The gypsy moth. There was a gypsy moth as well. Happy New Year, Scottie. Martin R. How lovely to have you with us, and a big Dinky-Doo. Can you be my granddad, says Evan. Oh, Evan, bless you. Count to 1 to 10 in Gaelic. Right, are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you are. Is that it? How did that do? Now, putting head, I don't know. Some comments have been filtered to protect the community. I love that. That means they've booted all the wee trolls doing the swanny. They're away doing the swanny. Who have we got here? Evening from Chillingham Castle. Lovely to have you with us. Thank you. Dinky-Doo, Ryan. Have you been to New Orleans, Scottie? It's a beautiful city with a lot of history. Spin City life. I'm not well travelled out with the UK. I've just always been doing what some people would call work, what I call joy and pleasure. And but I'd love to go for jazz festivals. Just beautiful. I've heard great things. And of course, the stern wheeler on the river. Is that right? On the Mississippi, would it be? So there you are. Follow us, guys, as soon as you can. Scottie, where are you originally from? I'm from a wonderful place, Stuart, called Greenock on the River Clyde. I'm a branch of the green oak tree. Good evening from a cold and snowy Finland, says Druptamia. Yes, lovely to have you with us, I say, and love to the Finns. Good evening, Scottie. Good to see you again. Top man, you too, Tam. Always good to see you, Tam. Jesus man, says Ross. Yes, I'm a Jesus man. Yes, absolutely. Jesus and God. So there we go. Now, what have we got? 30 years ago, you were in Scott FM. Ah, can you believe it? Yes. 30 years this year, the 12th of December, I went on Scott FM, 1994. So I'm in my 31st year of being back in Scotland. Scottie frae Postle Park. We love the Postle. Pope John Paul frae Postle. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo. Saracen Street. Good evening, Scottie. Good to see you again, Dinky-Doo. There's Ali sending me red roses. Ali, that's so kind of you. And I've even got 1,000 likes. Guys, get tap, tap, tappity tap. Get these likes up and get following. Get the following up, big style. I agree about repercussions for the Scottish clans. Dream to Mania, yes. From Tarbert, says Stuart. Stuart, we love you in Tarbert. I tell you, my family come from the West Loch. Yes, indeed. So there you go. And I was thinking, they stayed in Tarbert. I'll not mention the house, but they stayed in a house in the middle of the town. And I was looking at this lady, said her grandfather had stayed in the house. And I said, so did mine. But when I was thinking, my grandfather stayed there in 1922. 103 years ago this year. So do you see what I mean? It just, the time flies. So there you go. 30 years ago, Scott FM, we loved it. We need you back in the radio, pal. Thank you, Tam. I could not agree more. Love from Straven. Love from Coatbridge, Scottie. Stuart Dinky-Doo. Love to the Brighters. Yes, indeed. I can see you doing a bit of wing walking. Oh, Killaleo, if we had to get out there and scrape the ice off the wing. Seriously, Killaleo, these guys did that. So they're up there at several thousand feet and they climbed out on the wing to scrape the ice off. Otherwise, it would have brought the aircraft down. Oh, my goodness. Courage. Bravery. I tell you. Dinky-Doo, pardon me, used to listen to Scott FM. Fit like today. Ah, James, fit like yourself. Who's your do's? Can you say hi to Jason? Course I can. Guys, get following. Where's your ears went, Scottie? Oh, I fold them in for the show. Yes, indeed. Happy New Year, Scottie. Dinky-Doo. Good evening, Niba from Port Glasgow. Rocco, we love Port Glasgow. If you scroll down your TikTok videos there, my TikTok videos, I should say, you'll see me doing a show from Port Glasgow from the Comet. Yes. Hello from New York City, my Scottish friend, JTD. We love you in NYC. Now, what have we got here? Thoughts of the wives driving cars. Well, it depends. There should maybe be a different colour. Scottie, what's your opinion on Dingwall? Well, you see, Stu, and I'm a bit spoiled. I used to tour Scotland with shows, and I can remember staying at the Royal Hotel in Dingwall, and I loved it. I loved it. And I was up visiting friends in the Black Isle, and with a high tea in Dingwall. So my memory of Dingwall is a very, very highly civilized place. That's my memory of Dingwall. Do you know Contin? You can joke, but time does go fast. Scottish Easter Bunny, it just flies. It'll be Easter before we know it, and you'll be hopping around. Follow us, guys. Thank you. Pete's just followed, and Ali's reposted. Guys, that's a great one. Get reposting and tell 10 to tell 10 that we are live. I need another 50 followers right now. So everybody follows Scottie McClue. Good evening from Ireland, says David. David, whereabouts in Ireland are you? You need a proper agent to get you back on the radio. I had one of the finest agents in the world. I really did. He was great. But I'd got on the radio myself, and then he came along and looked after a lot of the business side. So there we go. Yes, a good agent, I'll tell you, it's got to be good. But no, it's not just that. You see, I've worked for the very, very best. People that ran ITV companies who I knew very well, who could trust me 100% to look after their most prized asset every night for 3 hours. We were just saying that earlier. And then you got the dafty that didn't understand what I do. And how they can't look at the figures, I will never understand. I'll give you an example. Have a look at the YouTube channel. The URL's up in the bio on TikTok there. Give it a tap, subscribe, and you'll see that we've just uploaded the stats, and several million have watched. It's incredible. Incredible. So there. Scottie, I spoke to you years ago when Centre Sound was being set up. I was looking for a gig. Jim, we should have got you a gig. The queue might have been a wee bit long at the time because a lot of pretty big names turned up on the doorstep and we got them on. But, we needed to... Did you speak to me on the phone? Did you come in and see me? Because I saw so many people, Jim. You must forgive me for not remembering the actual interview. It's just a few things have happened in the interim period. But I'll tell you, Jim, if I'm ever running a station again, you give me a shout, because I hear good things about you. The comet was usually left to rot by the local authority. Real shame. Do you know, Rocco, that ship, the comet was built in 1962 by the Lithgow apprentices, and it was in a shed in Lithgow's. And then I think they decided to bring it out. And I remember it when it was brand new. So what's that, 1962? It was to mark the 150th anniversary. And the provost, Sir Simpson Stevenson, at the time went across to Helensburgh in it. I don't know what the trip was like, but she made it across. She had the wee steam engine and everything. So it was the 150th anniversary because Henry Bell had brought the comet out in 1812. It was the first steamship on the Clyde. And the only one that preceded it was the Charlotte Dundas. She was on the Forth and Clyde Canal 10 years earlier in 1802. And Charlotte was the daughter of Lord Dundas. So you've heard of Port Dundas in at the Cucadens Way in the middle of the Toon. And Port Dundas was called after Lord Dundas. Lord Dundas's daughter was Charlotte Dundas. The Forth and Clyde Canal obviously linked the Forth and the Clyde. It came in at the borough of Barrow-Stowness or Bowness, and it came right through to Bowling. I remember my dad announcing very sadly that they were shutting the Forth and Clyde Canal. It was 1963. And the comet, so she was built in 62. So how old does that mean she would be? 62 should be 60. 60 should be 62. 62 and 62, is that right? 62 should be 63 years old this year. 63 years. It's amazing how the time does fly. So say I remember her brand new. What's going on? I tell you. Guys, we need more followers, please. I tell you, soon as you can. Do you like the wee tune on the pipes, Scottie? I loved the wee tune on the pipes, Ali. You're a very talented man. You love your Scottie, says Jock, Dinky-Doo Jock. Scottie, what do you think of Dufftown? Have you been to? I know it very well. I know Dufftown, I know Aberlour, I know Glenlivet, all up there, Cragganmore. Yes, Glenfarclas. There we go, all the way to Elgin. Have you ever been to Hampden? Well, Scottish Easter Bunny, I shouldn't tell you this. I used to get dropped off every day, go to my work, Mount Florida Station, and it said, a light here for Hampden Park. But no, I haven't been to Hampden because I'm not a football man. So there you go. But I saw everybody getting the train out the last time. Was it Croatia? They were playing lovely, the Croatians, lovely people. I got on a train, a Glasgow train, right, my own train, and people were standing and I was going, excuse me, please, and they're going, yes, no problem. And I'm on a train full of Croatians going to Hampden, out to Mount. One of them said, he said, we have to go to Mount Florida. And I thought, he says it better than we do, Mount Florida. Yes. Up the RHF, up the Royal Highland Fusiliers. We salute you, sir. There we go. Greetings, Sir Scottie of Scotland. Scotmass. Excuse me, are you the real Scottie from all these years ago? I was a huge fan. It cannot be you. Jacob, trust me, it is me. Pinch me. Where's the badge? Where's the badge? Look, was that me? There he is. That's me, look. Scottie McClue says Dinky-Doo. So, Jacob, I am the Scottie from years ago. Yes, it is. Have you ever took up bowls, Scottie? No. David, I barely get time to pop up live. You know, far less get time to play bowls. I would love to have a life of leisure. And I'm sure when the good Lord calls me, there'll be so many things I wish I'd done. You know, but there's so many, how can I put this, interesting things that happen. What part of Scotland are you from? I'm from the West Coast. Be careful outside. I know it's very cold and like a skating rink. I'm glad to follow one of Scotland's funniest men, Lord Doon here in Kellerholm in Dumfriesshire. You're a Doonhamer DKM. I love it, because I used to work for Border Television. So there you are, Scottie. I remember years ago you told me you crashed the phone network. Were you kidding? No, Jacob. Have a look down at the TikTok videos and you'll see the actual figures. You'll see the piece from the Daily Record and another newspaper. Arrogance. New bosses have to change things to look like they know their stuff, even changing what works. Scottish Easter Bunny. Whoever changed Scottie McClue from Scott FM did not know their stuff. I can tell you. So there you go. Whoever it was. And we never really bothered finding out. I saw your father was a Queen's Own Cameron Highlander. My father was 1st Battalion. Fifi. They maybe knew each other. We love it. I tell you. Did you enjoy the Old Firm game, Scottie? Do you know, Gaz, I didn't manage to get time to see it. Is that not terrible? Oh, my goodness, but I believe it was an excellent game, and it looks like a very good result. Thoughts on Still Game? We love Still Game. Apparently, I was the original inspiration for Still Game. Did you know that? I didn't know that, but I got told officially. Yes, oh yes, it was Scottie McClue. The Bunnets and just the whole idea. Do you know Limmy? I've met Limmy's brother. I haven't met Limmy, but I know of Limmy, of course. Was Lord Dundas a shipping merchant? I think he would be, Crushy, but why? Because it would need to be sailing ships. I wonder if we could look him up, check him out, Lord Dundas. You see, if it was steamships just coming in, then he would have been struggling for the market. But some people were huge. I mean, William McKinnon from just outside Campbelltown, he was the guy that established Keele School. He was huge throughout the empire, if you like. I mean, he helped to colonize Africa, and he ran, I think it was the British India Shipping Company. And then there was Allen's from Glasgow and from Dunoon, and the Allens ran ships to Canada, Allen Shipping Line. So there you are. And I remember Miss Allen, the daughter, passing away. So there you go. And then Greenock, of course, was stuffed with shipping people. You had the Lyells, the sugar and shipping people. You had the Scots of Scots shipbuilding. You had the Cairds of Cairds shipbuilding. You had, the Lithgows were more Langbank and Port Glasgow. Yes, you had the Lithgows. You had Sir William. Sir James. Sir William's still with us. You had Sir James, his father, and Mr. Henry. So Mr. James and Mr. Henry. And they were hands-on, the Lithgows. They had their bonnets on and went into the yard every day. The Lithgow brothers. There you go. And the Scots. You had Harland and Wolff. You know, they'd built a shipyard in Greenock. I tell you. Scottie, you're famous here in Dundee. I think everyone knows you, Jacob. Everybody in Dundee kens Scottie McClue. I'm starving him off for a pay. I tell you, we love Dundee. I love Scotland and the Scottish people. Somebody once asked me, they said, Scottie, you're always raving on about Scotland, but you were highly successful down south in England. I say, yes, and highly successful in Scotland. And that says a lot, because there's a saying, the prophet has no honour in his own land. I said, and I got absolutely spoiled in Scotland. And the people still are behind Scottie McClue, you know, and it's fantastic. And I just love the people. And somebody said to me, why do you love Scotland so much? And I said, because of the Scottish people. I know them all so well. And it's true. There's no point, you know, you can't hide it. No way, I was just talking about you a couple of days ago. It says, Gibby, I grew up listening to you. Glad you're well, Gibby. We're 100% lovely to hear you. I tell you, I need another 50 followers. Rangers or Celtic, DX boy, what you'd be best doing is going and seeing them both play and then just make a decision. Go, shall I support Rangers or shall I support Celtic? There we go. I tell you, they're both excellent teams. Who have we got here? I live in Mount Florida, the Scottish Easter Bunny. One afternoon I'd been dropped off on my way back from work, and I'm standing in Mount Florida station, and a guy ran up to me and said, excuse me, are you the real radio renegade? And I had to tell him no. The real radio renegade. I tell you, is real radio still going? Hi from Girvan. Scottie, you're safe in Scotland. We the people will protect you. Jacob, I believe that. Somebody once said to me, see if you ever have a problem with anybody big, Scottie. Just let us know and we'll get you somebody bigger. The boys from the barrel used to shout out, Scottie, if anybody does you any harm, son. I thought, oh, calm down, boys. Welcome from the Kingdom of Fife. Scottie, how do we acquire the badge? I'll sort it for you someday. Here is the badge. Oh, yes. I had to think there. I'll sort it for you someday. That's it there, guys. And I always remember, I went to an auction once, very famous auctioneer, a charity auction, and I'd stuck two of them in my pocket. And I said to the auctioneer just before he started, I said, 2 wee badges from Scottie. I don't know if you'll, even if they got a fiver. He goes, no, thanks, Scottie. No, they might well. So that was it. And he said, Scottie McClue badge. And he couldn't believe it. It went to 600 quid. And then another one did the same. So 2 wee badges raised £1,200 for charity that night. somebody could go around, Scottie McClue, Scottie McClue. When did you start your radio station in Scotland? With all the single mothers. 30 years ago, 2 weeks ago. I think bowls was invented in Sanquhar, near Wanlock Head. Well, yes, you see, once you've done your work in Sanquhar, you might want to either go to the reading room at Wanlock Head. See what I just did there, guys? The highest village in Scotland. Or a game of bowls in Sanquhar. Yes. Loved listening to you back in the day. Were you not on the radio? I was, Katie. Scottie, you do so much for others. You should take some time for yourself. You deserve a great. Jacob, that's very, very kind of you, but I like doing for others. Some people would take advantage. Most people just don't understand. Like I had somebody trying to be smart. The YouTube channel has had several million viewers. And it's not monetized. So somebody goes, oh, you're doing very well, making the money. I said, no, not making a penny. But I do it because I love the people. And I put up the movies. Have a look at it, guys. If you go up to the bio, you'll see the YouTube URL. Tap it. It'll take you directly to the YouTube channel. Subscribe and watch the most fabulous movies in the world. So there you are. Happy New Year, my old friend Gaz, Dinky-Doo. But thank you, Jacob. That was very kind of you. I need another 70 followers right now. There's no excuse for not following Scottie McClue, by the way. No excuse at all. Retirement, Sir Jacob? Oh, not for a long time, Jacob. Not for a long time. I'll use the old one. We can't afford to retire. So get some red roses in there. What subjects did you teach? I'm guessing history. Gladio, you're 100% spot on. History, English, music, drama. These were my 4 teaching subjects. And I would go and teach these. It was a lovely head of history in a school said to me one day, I've got to go out. You've got my 4th year class. I said, yes, sir. He said, now, they're doing First World War air power. Do you know anything about that? I said, listen, sir, when you get back from your meeting, you'll find that class know the name of every First World War aircraft and what they did. You know? So there we are. And yes, indeed, they did. The SE-5s, the Sopwith Camel, the Sopwith Pup. There we go. The Fokker. Yes, indeed. Did you know Port Glasgow as Newark when you were growing up? Well, let me tell you, no, I knew it as Port Glasgow. And I hadn't discovered Newark Castle because the shipyards, you had Ferguson's on one side and James Lamont on the other. And the sheds surrounded the castle. So you couldn't see the castle from the road. Newark Castle. And now, of course, you can see clear as a bell. It's lovely. It goes back. But we do miss the shipyards. I tell you. Scottie, you knew my dad. Yes, indeed, Pauline. Yes, I did. So Fonda, I live 4 miles from Sanquhar, and I didn't ken this. Well, there you go. Everywhere the Scots have invented everything that's good about life. Everything. You name it, the Scots have invented it. You know, the what's the one they've got? Well, you had radar, Robert Watson Watt, and all that sort of stuff. And then you had Macadam for the roads, Dunlop for the tyres, Alexander Graham Bell, the telephone, which was actually started off as a death device for his daughter. I tell you. Yes, absolutely, Pauline. So there you go. And then, of course, the American Navy, John Paul Jones. Where was he from? Was it Beeswing? He was from down there, just outside Annan and Dumfries. I'm trying to remember John Paul Jones, the exact place. you know, and James Watt, the steam engine, people are always correcting me. It was actually the next bit, the condenser, that Watt invented, but it was effectively the steam engine. Shush, please, says Carol. Carol, what we'll do is we'll mute you, and then you shouldn't be able to hear us. So there we are. We'll just mute Carol. That's him muted. So that's good. So you shouldn't be able to hear us now. I'm from Dumfries, but I live in Liverpool. We love the bones if you're in Liverpool. We invented paracetamol too. Oh, everything. I mean, penicillin. Penicillin. Sir Alexander Fleming. You know, I was always thinking, Fleming came back from a break and mould had grown in a petri dish in his lab. Now, imagine if Fleming had come back and he met the cleaner, the lab cleaner. Oh, Mr. Fleming, there was a wee bit of muck in one of your dishes, so I just washed it out. Hello from Leeds. We love you in Leeds. Scottie, we're the leading guys of everything. We are, Zach. Can I get a dinky-doo for Holly, Scottie? Peter, of course you can. You can always have a dinky-doo for Holly. Never a problem. Never a chore, guys. I need another 70 followers. Yes, we did, Border Jumpers. Hello from Forfar. Oh, I love Forfar. The Bridie, the home of the Bridie. I moved to Liverpool about 1995. You'll never have looked back. It's a beautiful city. I'm on the hips, says Billy. Good one, Billy. Well done. There we are, the high bees. I tell you, I once went to a football match. I was invited into the boardroom at Hibs. I think it was a Rangers-Hibs match. And I met all these wonderful people. It was amazing. My son reckons you were a top teacher. You're very kind. Have you been to Paisley, Scottie? It's like the Blackpool of Scotland. I broadcast from Paisley for years. And I used to work in Paisley. One of my first jobs was in Paisley, in Gauze Street. I tell you, my grandfather used to talk to you from Berlin. If you're I do farming on TikTok. If you ever fancy popping past to see my content. Yes, I do, Forfins, because I see a lot of great stuff on TikTok. And if I love it, I send it round. Guys, we invented comedy. We've definitely got the best sense of humour. Guys, we have to have. Got to laugh at ourselves, or you'd cry. You'd cry at yourself. Have you ever been to the Midlands? I broadcast to the Midlands, Melissa. Yes, indeed. They used to tie up all the big radio stations for me, and I would broadcast to, 9-10 million people at night. Hello, Sarah, remember my school only talked about your radio show. Stephen, how amazing. I tell you. There we are, because it was after the watershed, and the parents were told, but the kids loved it. Grandfather used to talk about yourself a lot. Wow. What's your opinion on Scotland's future? I would like to see Scotland economically independent. Right? So there we are. Also known as Leonard Brown. Yes, indeed, Killian. Fantastic evening, Mr. McClue. So I tell you, for the border jump, I won't go into detail, if you know what I mean. McClue Les says, I am 4628. Guys, can we all say goodbye to I am 4626? He's leaving. There we are. Thank you very much. Bye-bye to I am. There you go, guys. You'll never, ever hear from him again. Down the Swanee. If people want to cheek up, then there we are. Cheerio, I am. No problem at all. Bye-bye. Think Scotland could survive if we went into bed? Oh, more than. Scotland subsidises Westminster by £75 billion a year. And they give us back £28 billion in a cobbled-together arrangement called the Barnett Formula that doesn't work. So they're giving us back our own money. What's your thoughts on Paisley? I love it. I've seen Paisley riding very high. I've seen it go down and be a bit of a poor place. And I've seen it come back up again. Do you think the way Labour are going could destroy the party forever? Very unpopular right now. Well, Kalelio, the Labour Party got hijacked in the 1st of May 1997. So it's not really the Labour Party. It's the opposite cheek of the same face of the Tory Party. They're not doing a different thing at all. Reform the way forward, says the border jumpers. I think we'll find it will be just simply because they know what they're talking about. From that point of view. Wait till Donald Trump gets in. He's your man. He's key to making the world work again. Yes, I agree. Just a red tie instead of a blue one. Kalelio, absolutely. A red pill instead of a blue pill. Join us as soon as you can, everybody. Get following Scottie McClue. We've got, I need another 66 followers. 66 followers, guys. Lovely. And you never need to give Scottie anything. If you're feeling flushed, though, I'll take a red rose off you in that little thing there. Fancy. And keep tap, tappity, tap, because we've got 4,900 likes. Just coming up to 5,000. What do you do, Scottie, sir? I broadcast. I tell you, Trump will hopefully visit Scotland. Well, he will. He's half Scots. User says, you were my teacher once. Thank you. Apart from the SNP, can you think of any other party? Oh, sorry, the SDP. Can you think of any other party that have disappeared for good? Oh, yes. I mean, well, the Liberals have been out of power for, can't think when the last Liberal government, 100 years ago. I'll tell you, absolutely. The memories of the night radio. Did you use the belt when you were a teacher? Never, never, ever, Chan. And I was very, very glad. In fact, I'd actually been banned when I went back to teaching. So there you go. I used to get the belt in school just for talking and laughing. And as you can see, it's cured me. I wouldn't talk and laugh now, eh? I tell you. So there you are. Now, where did you... Oh, all over the place. Lloyd George was Liberal. First World War, yes, he was. I'm not old enough to know. A storm had been much worse than Thatcher for the country. Well, Thatcher did do a lot of damage. Absolutely, I have to say. I'm uselesser in this house. So there we go. No, we didn't do any of that. You just explained to the pupils. That's a silly thing to be doing. I tell you. There we are. Dinky-Doo. Now, what else have we got here? Right, I need another... I'll settle for 64 followers then. I could do with another 100, but I'll settle for 64. How's that? Got a blast from the past, Mr. Tracy. Hiya. Do you have a podcast? No, but I've got a YouTube channel, so get yourself on to see it. You'll see it up in the bio, right? People need to study this channel and see all the benefits of watching Scottie McClue live. Doppelganger Dinky-Doo. I tell you. I've just followed Des. Thank you very much. Everybody should follow Scottie McClue. It makes complete sense. Can everybody tap, tappity, tap, tappity, tappity, tap? See if we get some of these hearts going. There we go. I tell you, I loved your talk show back in the days. This is Des. Oh, Des, was that not some show? I'll tell you. It will come back when the wokeism is beginning to die off now. And you'll see a difference. Can you tell us just one benefit, please? One benefit of what, JD1? Ask me again. Tell me a little bit more about your question. Should we stop the woke? Well, it's not helped us, has it? I mean, you look at the world since people went woke and look at the world before and say, which was better? You know what I mean? And be honest with yourself. And I remember you years ago telling it like it was. What a laugh, good times. We did, Richard. We got up there and we told it straight. Yes, I was a budding Donald Trump. Like you say, hopefully Trump will push the reset button. I think he will. You, in regards to what you're giving us here, JD1, regards to what I'm giving you, let me go back. Tell us just one benefit. Information, education, and entertainment. There's 3 benefits, and that's just for starters. You see? So there you are. Did you have a good Christmas, Scottie, and New Year? Fantastic. And Chan, I don't know if you were able to pick up the Scottie McClue Hogmanay Bash. It's 33rd year of being in existence. If no change is made, how long until Great Britain loses its great tag? Ooh, very, very quickly. But that's the plan, you see, is to do away with, you know, big countries that mean something to people and just put it in as a job lot with everything else. So very, very quickly. Well, I mean, you look at the change in the last generation or two. I mean, you'd all our fathers, my father's generation, and they were fighting for freedom, and they got so-called freedom, and then they came back and worked themselves, you know, to the bone for their freedom, and then in come politicians and give it all away. Give it away. With one standing up the other day going on about what were the bishops doing in the House of Lords. Now, I know we've had 1 or 2 questionable events have taken place, but the House of Lords goes back to, I think, 1286 or something, and it was the supreme power in the land. Business owning government more than ever they have done. Well, you see, government have to govern and not be in business. Nice hat, wise guy. No bother, Danny. We absolutely love it. I tell you. Come on, guys, I need another 60. 60 followers. Everybody get following. What have we got here? There's huge conspiracy scandal, these constant boats, and the minimal effort to manage it. Well, you see, it should be very, very simple. You know, straight back across the river. Straight on the next ferry, even if you bring them ashore. I mean, in days gone past, Churchill would probably have had these boats sunk, and the people would have learned their lesson very quickly. But all the women and little children and all that would lose their lives. But they wouldn't have been allowed. They certainly wouldn't have been allowed. But I say what to do is pull them up on the shore and then heavily guard the people, say, follow us back onto the ferry, and off you all go back again. Even if it meant us paying the ferry fare just to say, you don't come in here without a proper visa. Simple as that. Do you think cancel culture is woke? And if so, yeah. Well, user 472, I won't comment on individual cases. Name rings a bell. Did you used to be in the wireless? I did, bid. I did. So there we have it. Did you have a good Christmas, Scottie? Lovely Christmas, Dean. Great New Year. There's barely a woman or child on these boats. No, there are some women and children on the boats, I believe, but it's mainly young men of fighting age from the Middle East. I certainly didn't like Thatcher, but I don't think she would have stood for the immigration reform. Oh, she wouldn't. She would never, ever, ever in a million years have allowed that. I tell you. So there we are. My mate came over from Rwanda. Can you say hi to him? Yes, we can. Hello, Alfie's mate from Rwanda. Welcome all boats to the UK with open arms, says Jamie. Right, why that, Jamie? So there we go. And they're shouting, wait a minute, we've got... the racism is through the roof, says Danny. And S says, what is racist here? I remember a wee boy came to me and he said, they're been racist to me because I'm from Paisley. And I had to say, and what race of the buddy is? So there you go. Do you think 2-tier exists? Well, I think, Gregor, obviously it must do. So there you go. Now, wait till we see. I think, guys, can we say cheerio to Danny? Yeah, bam. He's obviously not quite a wit, more about halfway there. There's Danny away, half-wit there. You get the odd dafty trying to be clever and just failing. But apart from that, TikTok is a fabulous, fabulous platform. I can tell you. Thank you, Scottie. Gregor G, no bother at all. I don't have a problem with people coming into the country, providing you're coming to work and pay. Well, this is it, Stuart. Apparently they're not. Gregor G, what are you sending me? GGs. Do you own them? Farming for Fun likes the live. Thank you very much. And thank you for all your wonderful farming. We really, really appreciate it. Guys, I'm going to have to go. Can I have 5 more followers, please? And then it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I tell you. Going to have to go, but it's just been beautiful being up with you. Let's do a lot more of this. Follow Scottie McClue. Look at all the videos because they're made with love for you. Just a bit of fun. I tell you. Glasgow Fencing, Dinky-Doo. Gregor G, what are you doing? You'll bankrupt yourself. You're sending me slay. I'm slay. I'm glad I've stumbled across you. Thank you, Tracy. Lovely to have you with us. So there we go. And with that, one more Dinky-Doo. Good night to you. Our pleasure, Scottie. Take care, champ. You too, DKM. See you, guys. I'll sing you the goodbye song. Are you ready? Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. And cheerio. You are slay, Scottie, says Gregor. So are you, Gregor. A freezing Scottie. How do I warm up? You get into bed with yourself. Night-night, Scottie boy. Night-night, S. Take care, darlings. Mwah. Love you all. Ta-ra, lads. Stick your tongue out and say it. Bye-bye.